Hey guys, Angie here with Because We Can DIY. I'm a mom of 3. The last thing I want to spend my money on is Play-Doh, where my kids leave it out and it gets all nasty. So today I'm going to share with you how I make Play-Doh at home. It's inexpensive. It is easy to do. Anybody can do it. My kids love to do it with me. It's something that we do together. And then they love to play with it too, of course. And so this recipe, I've tried several that I've found all over the internet. This one particularly lasts the longest. It doesn't mold. It doesn't get greasy. It doesn't get like that hard crystally salty to it. And it's fun. As long as you store it in an airtight container, I'm not talking a Ziploc bag because it will last a while, but it won't last as long as like this stuff I've made a year ago, and I'll show you what it looks like when I open it. But the kids haven't played with it for months, so I went to go make some for my little toddler and found that I still have some left over from the last time I made it for Christmas. So I hope you enjoy the recipe. I'm going to show you a little tutorial of how I do it, and then I'll give you the recipe at the end so that you'll have it forever. Enjoy, and thank you for watching. Okay guys, so I'm going to open up this I made in December of last year for Christmas. I made a bunch for my nieces and my nephews and my kids. And you will see I keep it in these cheap containers. They're only like a couple bucks for like 4 of them or something like that. And it's way worth it because, like I said, they last so much longer. So I'm going to open this up. You'll see in some areas, I don't know if you can see that, but there is like crystallization just a little bit there. If you take this out, but you can see it's not like super sticky. This way, if you just keep kneading it and keep playing with it, it turns out just fine. This is the perfect consistency because it goes through all the little Play-Doh machines, and they can roll it out with their rollers, and they can, you know, cut it and see it's not sticking to the counter at all. Okay guys, so ready to start. I wanted to keep my space clean. So like I said, I'm going to show you how to do this, and then I'm going to turn around and give you the recipe at the end. Long enough so you can write it down. It's really easy. You can pre-measure your ingredients. If you have them pre-measured, that's your best bet because the process goes pretty quick, and it's a continuous thing. In here I have 1 cup of flour, 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, and a 1/3 cup of table salt. Then you turn your burner onto a low medium, and you add 1 cup of water and 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. Okay, now I like to use a wooden spoon because you need that firm. I've tried to use spatulas, it doesn't work as well. It works great to scrape it off the edge, but it kind of works itself out. So you don't use a spatula. I don't use a regular tablespoon because I don't want to scratch my pan. This recipe comes off your pan just fine, so you don't need to worry about ruining a good pan. So I just use a wooden spoon, my choice, my preference. So you start stirring it up. I will show you here. Okay, so you're stirring it up. Mix it to where it's all good and mixed together. All right, and right about when you get it to this consistency and it's all completely mixed in, it's going everywhere. Hang on just a second. Okay, you can tell it's starting to harden up a little bit, but it's still a little soupy. You want to continue stirring almost the entire time. Don't let it sit long because it will burn. Okay, right when it's about this consistency here, you want to add your food coloring. You can see the smoke start coming off of it because I'm letting it sit too long. I just add whatever you feel like adding. All right, and you start to stir it in. Make that very blue. And you'll see it'll start to get lumpy and get kind of hard to get off the bottom. That's when you know it's forming. Now this isn't taking but a few minutes. By the time you get your ingredients together and ready, and then get the process starting to finish, you can have it done in 10 minutes. And if you're really prepared, you can make a bunch of batches at the same time, different colors. I don't recommend halving this because it won't turn out the same. It's just better to go ahead and make the whole batch. See, it's starting to get lumpy. That's what you want. I'm going to pause this for a second so I can get this stuff off the walls. Okay, so you can tell, if I grab a hold of this, sorry guys, you can tell, see, it's starting to scrape off all together. I'm gonna have to put this down, but you can tell this is when it's starting to it'll really start going fast. You see this right here? It's already forming the Play-Doh. So now is the time when it will burn even quicker. And so I need to keep stirring it. I'm gonna keep giving you little snippets of what it looks like after, or in the process. Okay, so you can see it's really starting to form now, take its shape. At this point, I pretty much just kind of turn it to get all the wet spots, to get some of that heat. Try to get it off of my spoon. But we're almost there. Almost there. Now see these little lumps right here? That is all gonna work itself out. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and shut the stove off. And at this point, pretty much, you can start taking it out. You can take it out and knead it. So what I like to do is I'll go ahead, and it's very hot, so be careful. And if your kids are doing this with you, let them stir, but don't let them touch it until it has a chance to cool off. But what I do is I just grab it, a piece of it, and I just kind of go around. I wish I could have an extra hand. Don't all moms wish they had an extra hand. I just kind of go around and rub the wall of the pan to get the rest off. And then you want to, I would not recommend putting this on your countertop. So if you have a cutting board or even a cooling rack allows the kids to play with it a little bit sooner because it cools off faster. I'm going to put mine right here on the silicone mat so it doesn't burn my countertop. Hey guys, so I've got it all off my spoon. I've got it off this. It's cool off for just a few seconds. Now I'm just going to start playing with it. The more, once it cools off even more, you can let the kids do the kneading. I recommend that you do the first kneading just to make sure that it's good and for when it's hot, so you don't want the kids to handle it when it's super hot. So outside it might be a little cooler to the touch, but then as you start kneading it, you're going to feel the heat in there coming out. So you can just kind of knead it. This is mixing it, of course, like any other dough. Then you let it sit out, let it cool off a little bit. Once the kids feel like they can handle it, hand it to them and let them go at it. Your Play-Doh is done. It is, you can tell, like right now, it's in the best shape it's going to be in. The old stuff that I have, if it gets a little tacky, just put a little bit of salt in it, mix it up. That's why you want to keep the crystal part in there, because that's what kind of keeps it from getting sticky. But you don't want too much salt because then it'll really start to crystallize. I've used plenty of recipes in the past that have used a ton of vegetable oil or a ton of salt, and it never turns out pretty. I've had it mold, I've had it, ugh, it's gross, like right away. So anyway, you will be able to tell right away this is a great recipe. Stick it in one of those containers. If you don't have a container, go ahead and use a Ziploc bag. It is inexpensive enough that it's not going to hurt. You can make it at any time. So 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of cream of tartar, and 1/3 cup of salt to begin with in a cold pot, okay? Then you add your 1 cup of water and your 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. Mix it up and just continue to stir. Don't let it sit. Stir it until it forms pretty much this, and then take it out and knead it. Like right now, my kids would have no problem with this. I hope you enjoyed the recipe today, the how-to video. I always learn better when somebody's showing me how to do something as opposed to reading directions. It's just me. And so, hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. Have a good day.